How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. This is the FitIndex Body Composition Smart Scale. This can do an accurate body data evaluation with the help of this hand thingy. Calibrate the scale before each use to ensure accuracy. Step on it for auto on. Slippery when wet. Use the scale on flat and hard surfaces. What's in there? 3 AAA batteries, the manual, and that's it. There's electrodes here, turn it to the back here and here, and you grab onto it with both hands. Normally it can only sense through your feet, but with the addition of this hand thing, it can sense through your hands into your feet as well. Since there's 4 of them, each of them would support, let's say 100 pounds, and so the total would be 400 pounds. First, download the FitIndex app. Open up the app, select pounds, sign up, agree to the terms, register your information. Let's add the scale on the top right. Step on the scale. I'm just going to use my hands for now. It's found the scale. We'll tap on this thing. It's paired with it now. To take your measurements, you can't wear socks. So let's just step on this. And then you grab onto the handle, thumbs on here, the palms on this side, and then stand up. Don't pull it up like this. Don't pull it up too high. Don't like do weird things. Just pull it up and then come out about 6 inches from in front of you and wait until the measurements are taken. It'll take about 10 seconds or so. Now we see 136 pounds, BMI of 20.6. a body fat of 18.2, muscle mass of 77.8, body water percentage 59%, bone mass, metabolic age 37, and then back to the weight at 136. I also have this other device without the handle. Let's measure myself on it, 135.5. This will also measure my other metrics. And yet I have another one which we can also compare to, 132.8 pounds, and you stand on it for a while. It will also take the measurements. Naturally, you might ask, is this more accurate than the ones that doesn't have this little bar thing? I stood on the scale for all 3 of them with the same clothing. In the FitIndex, I'm 136. Any loop, I'm 135.8. Aero scale, I'm 132.8. Notice that the body fat is significantly different than the other 2 scales. The FitIndex is actually 18.2. The other ones is around 13 to 12%. So which one is right? I don't actually have a medical reference data to compare this to, but I can tell that this is more accurate if you happen to be wearing clothes and measure yourself on this. That's because I actually took off my clothes and did the same measurement on all 3 scales. The data shows that I lost 1.4% in body fat, just like that. And it makes sense because the other scales measures the information through your feet, and it does a mathematical extrapolation throughout your entire body. So if you happen to wear clothing that is non-conductive, it appears kind of like fat to the scale. For the FitIndex one though, it can actually measure through your body, so it knows this stuff is not actual fat. Under the any loop and aero scale, there's very little difference in body fat, meaning that it measured what's in your foot and assumed that that is the same percentage throughout your entire body, even if you have extra clothing weight. The any loop has a little bit more data, but it just calculated those. It's just different ways to display the same data. And so just because it has more different pieces of data, it's not actually more information. For example, you can have bone mass in terms of the number of pounds. You can then divide bone mass by your weight, and all of a sudden you have bone mass percentage. If you don't wear clothes, all of the scale shows that I weigh 131.8, 131.3, 131.6. BMI is 20, 20.1, 19.9, pretty similar. But the body fat is actually 16.8 for this FitIndex, 13.2 for any loop, 11.8 for aero scale. So this scale shows that I have 3 to 5% more body fat than the other scales. But with that said, it's probably more convenient to have this one if you don't want to remove your clothes to do the measurement. Look at, I can pull it out all the way, right? And if I just kind of like let it go, it could do a little bit better job of retracting it. In order to get it all the way in, you gotta like slowly feed it back in and then it'll stick. If you just kind of let it go, right, like this, the weight of this thing will keep it out. So it needs a little help. All the apps connect via Bluetooth and keeps your historic data, and they all operate pretty similarly. You can see historic data from all of the measurements that you take. With these scales, it's not very important to know it with high accuracy. It's just good to have some kind of repeatability in your measurement. Whatever it is, you'll do exercise, and when you come back, you can see a change in the same measurement on the same scale. So I think it's much more important to use the same scale, take the measurement at the same time every day, always do it maybe naked or with the same minimal amount of clothing every single time that you weigh yourself. Doing so will allow the measurements to be more useful and not fluctuate as much. If you guys are interested in getting one of these, check out my Amazon affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.